How's it going, YouTube? Dan the Plastic Man here. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope my squadron mates are doing well as well. That really sounded funny. But anyways, you guys are probably noticing and are like, wait a minute, what is going on here? What's your setup? Well, guys, I've got a brand new one. And let there be light. Brand new reviewing studio for you guys. And, as you can tell by the title, it is time for a high-grade review. And here it is. The high-grade Gundam the Origin Guncannon First Type Iron Cavalry Squadron. And for those of you who are also paying attention to the title, you will see that this is actually an experimental joint review. That's your cue.
Oh, hi there, guys. What's going on, squadron mates? Shoky01 here. Let's see how well this joint review thing will go. It's a fun idea that Dan and I came up with a little while ago and experimented with, but didn't necessarily get right the first time. All right.
That we do. So now we are looking at the Guncannon First Type, and as you guys can see by here on my turntable, it's pretty darn good. I have not had a dud on these Origin high grades yet. Now, please excuse my hands always coming in. Again, for first use problems for this new setup, so we'll get the kinks ironed out. I decided to do a bit of a custom on mine, where he'll always be holding his rifle, but I did not, even though I'm a big fan of Gatling guns, I did not like the Gatling that they included that was supposed to go right here on this shoulder. So thanks to one of my subscribers, and the fact that Bandai provided extra pieces back here on the backpack, I have mine showing the low recoil cannon and the missile pod. Of course, in all honesty, after watching episode 4 of Gundam the Origin, that wouldn't matter because 12 of these things went up against Char, Rambaral, and the Black Tri-Stars, and it was a slaughter. But we'll go ahead and start looking at some of the articulation of this guy, because all these Origin high grades have been great with their articulation. Starting with the weapons, the missile pod will rotate up and down. The cannon will also move up and down, but what I really like is the piston action that's actually going on, if you guys can see that. The head will go up, will go down. You're not going to get anywhere near an Exorcist 360. You're not even going to get a 180 out of this, just because of the cheeks and the collar. You do get a very good funky chicken, though. The shoulder will rotate, no hindrances. You've got a bicep cut right here, and you have a double jointed elbow, which is best shown off on the shield arm. And you guys will probably also notice that I have quite a few decals on mine, and I actually really like these decals. Yep. I decaled mine up like number 112, which is just a custom one that I came up with, and my co-reviewer Shoky, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to add some kind of a call out to his, but his is number 111. So there we go, VB 112. We've got a really, really good ab crunch motion out of this guy. Decent waist swivel. The skirts will do a good job of getting out of the way. They do again come combined, but you can separate them, as I've been doing with every single one of these things. You do have variable hips. You can pull them forward if you want to. From the furthest back, if you kick the leg forward, that's how far you get, and that's how far back you get. If you pull the hips all the way forward, though, you still get about the same kind of a forward kick, but you get much better rear kick, and that would come into play probably on the display stand that comes with this guy, but he's solid enough when he's standing that he doesn't really need it. So let's take a look at the nice double knee bend, and then the feet have a flip-flop motion right here around the heel. And that just about does it for articulation, and I'm going to pass the baton over to Shoky for a couple minutes if he wants to go over certain aspects of his kit, and I'll put mine spinning again so you guys can see this.
So yeah, guys, this thing is awesome, as you just heard Dan say. But the articulation is great, and I love the fact that you can totally customize this. I don't want to say, however you want, because really the options are a little bit limited. Dan did his with double cannons, which is awesome. I'm sorry, the missile pod and then the long-range cannon. I've got mine here with the great missile pod here. Actually, I got to zoom out just a little bit. I'm too close. And actually, I added a little bit of detail on mine. Go ahead and take it off the stand here. Which, by the way, it came with the included stand. I love that.
Always a win. Always a win.
Always a great win. And on mine, here inside the missile pod, inside the grooves, I added some silver paint. And then for all the individual little missile tips in there, I added a little bit of red paint. Same thing with the tips of the antennas here. Just dipped it in a little bit of clear red. But I love the stickers on this guy. I mean, all in all, it doesn't come with a lot for the, like, if you're just going to make it basic. You basically get the camera sticker. That's essentially all you get if you're just going to go straight build with none of the other marking decals here. And you guys know that as long as it improves the look, I don't hold it against it. And with all these Origin kits, they come with so many great effect stickers, or the decals, the line stickers all over the legs and the ankles, up here on the skirts, which, by the way, they're a little bit different from standard skirting, like on Gundams and things, but I did separate them as well, because, guys, you really should do that if you have the option. It just, that way your articulation doesn't look funny whenever you lift one leg and the whole skirt goes. But I was talking about with the weapons, you can do it in a couple different ways. Like I said, I've got the missile pod here, but I've got the Gatling gun in its original location. But you could totally just pop that guy off, no problem. And here's the long-range cannon. And you've got the little polycap right up in there, if I can get a light inside. And, oops, almost knocked the antenna off. That would have been bad. Just plug it in like so. And you do get the great little piston action, as Dan said. I do love this thing. You get the great shoulder shrug of articulation right across the shoulders, although slightly limited just by the way it is. You can go all the way around. Oops, I'm going to pop the shield off right quick. It's in my way. And you can get a pretty decent high teacher out of this little double elbow, but it looks a little funny with the with the little 3-claw hand. That's a little funny. Imagine that waving at you. But you do get some rotation right there, so it's not just up here in the actual chest. It is right here, along with a really tight bicep swivel. Like, I don't know about you, Dan, but mine is really tight.
Yeah, mine was unbelievably tight.
Yeah. And I do love these double elbows, like you pointed out. I almost didn't expect to see that on this kit. I would have expected just a single jointed elbow, make it real easy. But they engineered this kit really, really well. And about the ab crunch, that was a really interesting way to put the whole center section together. The way that weird hinge worked between the top and the middle.
It's a lot like out of the local type.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit similar. Actually, I expected the feet to be slightly closer to what the local type was, but these are totally different, And you guys know me. I do detail work on mine. So along with the red paint I got up there, I got some silver paint on the head Vulcans. In fact, the behind the visor right there, nice great green visor, I've got some silver paint to make it reflect just a little bit more. On the claws, I got some silver paint just to, just make those stand out, so it's not just that purple gray everywhere. Which I like it, but it gets old. Then even like right here, those little buttons on the front skirt stand.
Mm-hmm.
Painted just a tiny bit of silver just to make those pop. And then the thrusters on the bottom of the feet got a little bit of silver paint as well. So I really dig this kit. I didn't really know what to expect, and it's my first Guncannon. I don't know about you.
It is actually my second Guncannon. My very first one was back before I even knew what Gundam was, and it's the late 80s Guncannon 2 kit. So we're talking real old school here. Nice.
Yeah, this is my first one because, basically I'm a UC noob, so I'm building all these suits essentially as they come out in the Origin line, oddly enough, because I have hardly any outside of the Origin line, realistically. But I'm really enjoying these things. It's like you said, there's not a bad one in the bunch. And I know, is your Gundiver technically, is it Origin or is it MSV?
It is Origin MSD.
MSD, that's what I meant to say.
But yes,
yeah, because it's not very.
It counts. That makes it count.
Okay, it counts. Fine, you can have it count.
Because,
which, by the way, that thing is really cool.
Yeah, because the local type is MSD, as is the Dom test type. That's MSD.
Yes. And so is the Zaku 2 test type or whatever, prototype.
Yeah, Inus from 8th MS team.
Yes, that thing. Because I still want that kit. Still very jealous that you have that.
Haha.
Yeah, shut up. I'll get it one day.
You still owe me Vidar.
I don't owe you nothing yet, sir. It has yet to be proven.
Comments in both videos. Does he owe me or does he not?
Hold on. It has yet to be proven. Our deal is when the mask comes off. The mask has not come off to definitely say who it is or it isn't. They're still red herring us all over the place, but we're getting very distracted here. Now, I did do a little bit of paint work on mine, as I already said, but like on the weapons, I just didn't want them to be very gray. I know you can't really see this, Dan, but I've got a little bit of silver work done on the main cannon. And then on the gun itself, I added just a little bit of my favoriteest dark gray ever, and then some silver highlights. And then, did you have a couple stickers left over, like a couple 5s and 6s?
I barely did. I did some marking seals, but I didn't do all of them. I just picked and choose.
What did you use the big the knight logo that was supposed to go on the left shoulder or left bicep?
I actually put it on both biceps.
Oh, okay. I used mine actually on top of the missile pod. The second one. It's up on top of my missile pod, like right there. So you guys can see, just a little bit of behind the scenes magic. Dan and I can't see right now what we're looking at. So we're
I'm trying to Vanna White as you go along, though.
There you go. You don't have to do that necessarily. Okay. You go ahead and talk about yours now, because I took a lot of there. Oh man, that double knee is amazing.
Yeah, I absolutely love this kit. I'm going to recommend it to anybody who asks me about it. Again, it is a great hit from the Origin line. My only tiny little problem with this guy is the claw hands. I really am not a fan of how the rifle hooks onto the forearm. Granted, once you get it on there, he's not coming off. But this would have... I think articulation and posing would have been just a little bit easier had we had, good old-fashioned manipulators like what the Zaku, the Bugu, and everything else have.
Yeah, not the hand.
Yeah.
People say manipulators, and then you occasionally get noobs who actually have no idea what that means. It's just a word. No, they mean hands.
Yeah.
Instead of just claws. This is what mobile suits had until somebody went, you know what, maybe we should give it actual hands. So yeah, that makes total sense.
But 100%, I recommend this to any of my viewers, any squadron mates who are watching this. And for those of you who are curious, I already have the yellow one. It is on order. It will be coming here, and I will be doing a hodgepodge of both the high mobility and the artillery test type. I will, again, create my own custom out of the pieces they provide. That's another thing I really like about these Origin kits, is usually there's more than one of a certain suit that exists, so you can create a slight variant that you can call your own. Yeah,
I do really like that. And I honestly, I have not ordered the yellow yet, but I will be, because I definitely want that. You guys know, whenever I shared it in the news a while back, the fact that you can do twin gun tank cannons on it with a gun tank shaped head, that sold me on it right away. The yellow, I actually would almost prefer it with this coloring. I like the Iron Cavalry colors. This is just really cool. I like this blue-grayish color.
Yeah, it's a really good color. But, I mean, test types, they've got to be seen, so...
Yeah, that's entirely true. They are test type. You can't see it right now, Dan. I'm putting mine in a really cool kneeling shooting pose. So everybody who's watching my side can totally see all this happening, and it's really awesome and stuff. I assume yours is just running around on the turntable?
I actually stopped it. He's just been...
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
I like your turntable. I'm jealous, and I want one. I want a jumbo one though, so you can really do some fun work on it.
I'm gonna try to do something of a lunge pose here with mine.
Oh, nice.
But I can't really get the can't really get the head to cooperate with me too much. Let's get the head up. Let's get the cannon and the missile pod up.
That is one thing that I would say it's limited on, is how far the head can really do anything. I mean, it does have a nice neck joint, but you can't turn very far, either because of the cannons or the collar around the head.
Yeah,
and the antennas.
Yeah, the collar is the biggest culprit for hindering your head posability. Yeah. So I've got a pretty decent running. He's got both. He's got the shoulder cannon tucked down beside him, missile pod pointing up, shield pulled up in front of his chest, and he's got his rifle pointing straight up.
Very nice, very nice. I was going to ask you, what did you do with the sides of the head, where the little engraved? You didn't bring this up in the details, where it actually has right here on the side of the ears. It actually has some engraved, the knight helmet. It's actually one of the finest things I've actually seen as panel lines in any kit.
I did the sticker.
Okay, so I did mine. I tried panel lining it. You know, I told you I was going to try.
And you're crazy for doing that.
It was so shallow that it wouldn't stay all the way, or it didn't totally define it, but it did work a little bit. So what I did instead, and it's going to be real hard to see on camera, maybe if I tilt it a little bit, I actually went ahead and just took some silver to it, just to make it pop, and then I put the sticker over it. So it actually stands out a little bit more against the white. So you can
Interesting.
Really tell. Yeah, you'll be able to see it, Dan. I sent you pictures, but I know it's hard to see something that small.
Well, I'm letting my kit get one more full 360, and then I'm gonna say that we need to wrap it up and start editing this together.
That's fine. I've already got it in my head how I'm going to edit this. Now, I did want to bring this up because I brought it up to you before when we were both building the kit. The huge EFSF logo down here on the left leg. Did you use yours?
I did. I have absolutely no troubles with it.
Okay, so maybe it's just how I have mine. I don't know, because I got it as close as you can get with the pictures, because honestly that's the one thing that sucks about these kits. Whenever they show you the decal locations, it's always in a weird 3/4 view. It's not like a diagram view. It's just like, hey, these kind of go over here, just pointing. Though I will say in the new instructions, you know, the details are in English. That really does help for, you know, this needs to go on first, layer this on top of that. That's a huge help to have it in English. But on mine, you guys can see here, and I told you about this, Dan, the E, like the very front edge of the E, will not stay in place. It keeps peeling no matter what I do.
Now, mine's staying, so. And I know that there are those who want to see size comparisons, but with the way I set this new studio up, I do not have a kit readily available to do a size comparison, so.
Here, well, I'll do it. I'll do it for the both of us, Dan. Okay, so here we have one of the new Poochie guys, or the petite guys. So that's actually the little...
Really? You're going to compare it to a tiny bear?
It's right here. Sue me. So here's the tiny bear. Though realistically, it's a good... it's a little over half the size of this guy. But that's an interesting comparison. And then also, because you guys know I always have my handy-dandy desk mascot, there's Wally. And because you guys know I always have this big guy on hand, I'm probably going to have to zoom out slightly for this. That's him compared, good lord, to the Ninja Megazord. Legacy Ninja Megazord. He is oh, that's a little bit skewed view. He's a little under half the size of the Legacy, which is a little bit bigger than a standard Master Grade. He's probably a couple inches taller.
Well,
but, you know, it's
if you're going to do that, I'll pull in... Yeah. I'll bring in my heavy arms. Brought in my heavy arms Kai, just going to show you guys. Now, granted, mine is posed, but that's about what you're looking at, so...
Rub it in, Dan. Rub it in.
Always.
Hey, I do know where I can order one, and as soon as I have the money, I'm going to finally get that kit.
And you also still owe me the Ultron I bought off of you.
Yes, I know, but if I have to ship 2 things at once, I'm going to save the shipping.
Well, you definitely do have to ship 2 things at once. Again, comments, tell him.
Has yet to be proven, sir. But I made sure that your Ultron is set off to the side, because a buddy of mine was over and was looking at my kits the other day, and he's like, hey, what are you doing with that one? That doesn't belong to me anymore. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the way. They don't need to be hogging up the video anymore.
All right. Well, we do need to go ahead and wrap up, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching. if you find this, get this kit. It is a great kit. It is definitely one of the best kits I built as far as 2016 releases. I've got 3 high grades left, and I've got a master grade left to build, and then I'll be doing my best and worst high grade, master grade 2016. So keep your eyes peeled. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you for being the greatest community. I don't care if we're not the biggest. Just thank you guys for being who you are. Talk to you guys later.